just when we thought we were starting to get a little bit of respect, the Pro Bowl roster comes out. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this special edition of Believers Talk. Guys, wasn't expecting to go live tonight. I didn't know the Pro Bowl rosters were coming out tonight, but that's what happened. The Pro Bowl roster was announced, and surprise, surprise, the Bills only have one player. We all know who that player is going to be, of course. If you say there's one player on the Pro Bowl from Buffalo Bills, we all know it's going to be Tre'Davious White, right? So we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl rosters. We're going to talk about if the Buffalo Bills got snubbed, and if they did, who should be in. I see Anthony already in the room. Welcome, Anthony, to Believers Talk. Glad you could join me for this stream. I'm going to go over the Pro Bowl roster for the AFC side. And guys, I know that the Buffalo Bills are going to get some alternates and all that good stuff. I mean, the Buffalo Bills deserve it, having the third best defense in the league. Only one Pro Bowler to represent this team. That's not like last year. Last year we went 6-10. We had one Pro Bowler. I understand now Kyle Williams was an alternate, so surprised we even got one Pro Bowler. But this year, here we are sitting at 10-4. The fourth best record in the AFC. How many Pro Bowls do we get? The same amount as we did when we were 6-10. Don't understand it at all, but you guys let me know what you think. Obviously, a lot of us didn't vote, right? We didn't vote enough or something like that. Completely disrespected. One Bill says, John Roberts, how you doing? Tremaine and Phillips should have been in. Jordan Phillips is a perfect example of someone who should have been in. The Buffalo sports fan. The punter should have been a Pro Bowler. Probably not. Probably not. I just don't understand how we only get that one Pro Bowler. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand Tre'Davious White being a Pro Bowler. He absolutely is a Pro Bowler. But at the same time, I just don't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to search here. I just don't get how he's the only one. I mean, we saw two good names there. Tremaine Edmonds, Jordan Phillips having great seasons for the Buffalo Bills. And yeah, only the one Pro Bowler. Only one Pro Bowler. I'm on Twitter right now, guys. I'm trying to look some things up for us to talk about this disrespect in a lot of people's eyes of the Buffalo Bills. And then, like I said, I will go over the AFC roster for the NFL Pro Bowl. We can look at it and say, wait, how did he get in? And our Bills boy did not get in there. I mean, you can look at Jordan Poyer, you can look at Micah Hyde even, and say, how did they not get in to the NFL Pro Bowl? Again, supporting the third best defense in the NFL currently. It's just unbelievable. I don't understand it at all. But Justin comes in. Congrats to Trey. Absolutely. Congrats to Trey White. We all know that he was well deserved of that honor. I mean, again, I thought it would have been an outrage if he didn't get in. But now we see that obviously the Buffalo Bills players did not get many votes outside of probably Bills Mafia. So maybe a surprise even Trey White got in. So back-to-back years, the Buffalo Bills at this time only have one representative for the Pro Bowl. And maybe it doesn't matter, right? Maybe since we'll be in the Super Bowl, we won't be able to play in it anyway. Maybe it just doesn't matter. But it still seems like a little bit of disrespect. I think that for the Buffalo Bills, at least, this puts a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, right? A little bit of chip on their shoulder coming into a perfect time when we're playing that New England Patriots team, the Evil Empire, who probably had 3 Pro Bowlers on offense, even though their offense is putrid. But hey, we'll get into that roster in a second. And John Brown, yeah. John Brown isn't on the Pro Bowl roster. I'll go over the wide receivers list that are. Let's go through the AFC Pro Bowlers real quick. And we'll probably do it a couple times within the episode. But, all right, quarterbacks, you got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Does anyone have problems with that? I don't. I think that's a pretty decent list there. You have Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Mark Ingram saying your running backs. Devin Singletary's come on strong. I wish he would have played a full season. Maybe he could have made a chance, made a case to be up there. I think Devin Singletary in the near future might become a Pro Bowler, but I wouldn't say he's a Pro Bowler this year. Fullback, you got Patrick Ricard from the Ravens. Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Jarvis Landry, and DeAndre Hopkins are listed as your wide receivers. I think John Brown's having a better year than Keenan Allen. So I don't know if you guys will agree with me on that, but that's the one name you can easily switch out and say, hey, Keenan Allen, that's a name, right? And that's how he got in here. That's a name. You're talking about a guy in John Brown already with 1,000 receiving yards on the season. First Bill to do it since 2015 when Sammy Watkins did it. How is he not in there? Just have no idea. Tyreek Hill having a decent season, but nothing special, right? Nothing special out of Tyreek Hill this year. Jarvis Landry, he's playing all right. But man, and DeAndre Hopkins, to be honest with you, there's some names on this list that should probably be there that aren't there. The guy from Miami is having a great year. How is he not on this list? I mean, there's just different players that you want to see on here. Now, again, some alternates will come into play here. Maybe John Brown gets on the alternate nets, but man, it just looks really bad right now for the Buffalo Bills. Jogetta Black comes in here. Oh, rest of the players are going to remember that every year. I mean, if this does not amp up the Bills for that game against New England, I don't know what will. Guys, remember to hit that thumbs up button as we talk about the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl. Again, the roster is just announced today. We're going to go through the rosters and see, hey, why wasn't the Buffalo Bill at this position there? Again, Trey White, as of right now, the lone representative, the lone wolf for Bills Mafia for this Buffalo Bills team. But we hope that that changes in the near future, but still says something about the fans and the NFL's disrespect for the Buffalo Bills, that they're not getting more Pro Bowl love than what they're getting right now. But again, guys, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I will be going through the Pro Bowl rosters while you guys are here. Hey Ronald, how you doing? Welcome to Billievers Talk. Just going over the Pro Bowl announcement today. Again, guys, the Pro Bowl announcement just came out. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm looking some things up on Twitter as well. There are 14, I think there are 5 teams that have one representative in the Pro Bowl, and all the other ones are below 500. That including Cincinnati Bengals in there, teams that are not doing so well. 3-10 team, I think, is in there. The Broncos are in there, and then you have the Bills sitting there at 10-4, the 4th best record in the AFC, just with the one representative. So you go to the tight ends, you got Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, no surprise there. You look at this offensive line and you say, hey, maybe you could put Mitch Morse in here. I thought Mitch Morse is having a great season for the Buffalo Bills. Marcus Pouncey's in here, so you can imagine someone might get their head kicked in if they make him mad. We got Rodney Hudson in here as well, having a decent season, but Mitch Morse being disrespected there, I believe. I think Mitch Morse had a great year this season. Let me know if you agree in the comment section. As far as the tackles and guards go, I don't mind not seeing a Buffalo Bill in there, even though I do think we've had some some great improvement on that offensive line this season. But you have Trent Brown, Ronnie Stanley, Laramie Tunsil, and then at guard you have David DeCastro, Quentin Nelson, and Marshall Yanda. So that's okay, but I really think Mitch Morse should be considered as one of the top centers in the AFC. I think where most of the snubs for the Buffalo Bills happen are on that defensive side of the ball. So let's look at that defensive side of the ball, and we'll start with the defensive ends. Now, the Buffalo Bills at the beginning of the season had a hard time getting to the quarterback. We remember that, right? But recently, over the past 3, 4, 5 weeks even, the Buffalo Bills have got to the quarterback at a pretty decent clip. But you look at these 3 defensive ends, you really can't complain about it. Joey Bosa, Calais Campbell, and Frank Clark, 3 good names out there. Defensive ends, though, I think you can put some other names in there. I think that Calais Campbell, Frank Clark might be getting in because of name recognition and not so much because of what they've done on the field this season. But that's just my opinion again. But you look at the defensive tackles. Chris Jones, Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward's having a really nice season, so I'm not upset about that at all. But then Geno Atkins of the Cincinnati Bengals is on this team. How is it that the guy who's leading the AFC in sacks for defensive tackles and Jordan Phillips isn't on this team? How is that possible? Jordan Phillips has disrupted everything, and maybe that will lead to a cheaper price tag when the Bills go to re-sign him. So let's be happy about that. But he should definitely be on this list with a Cameron Hayward and a Chris Jones. He's had a phenomenal season, and I think that he is completely being disrespected here. And then you look at the outside linebackers, Von Miller, Matt Judon, and TJ Watt. We know how remarkable TJ Watt has been this season, but how is Matt Milano not on this list? Matt Milano, every time we watch that guy play, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. We saw what happened to the Bills' run defense when Matt Milano was not in the game, so we know how valuable he is to the Buffalo Bills. The fact that Matt Milano is not on this list, to me, is just as absurd as Tremaine Edmonds not being on this list, who we'll get to in a second. But you look at Matt Milano, he should definitely be on this list as well, in my opinion. Justin comes in. Mitch Morse is certainly paid as one of the best centers in the league. I think Feliciano is having a better year than him. I could be wrong. I think Feliciano is another name you could throw in there too. I think Feliciano has been a really nice addition to this offensive line, and his versatility when Mitch Morse went out and Feliciano had to play center, he didn't miss a beat. He was fine, right? So great pickup, great acquisition this offseason by the Buffalo Bills, getting Feliciano, and you could even make an argument for him being in the Pro Bowl. Good way to avoid injuries, not make the Pro Bowl, says Jack Patrick. Well, by the time, I mean, again, unless we're in the Super Bowl, which we all hope we are, of course, there's no, that's the last game of the year. So would really love to see more Bills in this game. Would really love to see more Bills get fan votes in this game. Just proves the disrespect. We had that Sunday night game just this past Sunday, but I believe the Pro Bowl voting was over by then. You talk about the game 2 weeks ago on Thanksgiving, really showed out to the world what we are capable of. But it just wasn't enough, I guess. Once again, we get blanked on, says Ron Enix. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting disrespected time in and time out. But let's look at the inside linebackers. Again, you look at these two guys, Dante Hightower and Darius Leonard, coming in before you see Tremaine Edmonds. I think Tremaine Edmonds is definitely having a better year than Darius Leonard, in my opinion. Maybe Dante Hightower has a little bit of a gripe. You could say that he's better, but I really think that Tremaine Edmonds is having a better year than Darius Leonard. Then you look at the cornerbacks, and that's where we see our one and only Buffalo Bills representative. Starting at corner for the AFC is going to be Tre'Davious White. On the other side, you got Stephon Gilmore, and then you got Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters closing out the cornerbacks. You see a lot of Ravens on this list, guys, and I just wonder if people look at the record, they know Lamar Jackson, they see everything going on, and like, oh, go, pick the Ravens guy, pick the Ravens guy, pick the Ravens guy. When you got some really good players sitting there saying, hey, I'm better than some of these dudes. I'm better than some of these dudes. Injury anytime, Joe. No injuries. Hey, I'm okay with that. But I think we are going to see some Bills making the alternate team too. So, or making alternates, right? If we don't play in the Super Bowl, that is. We know that a lot of people like to sit out the Pro Bowl for that reason, Jack Patrick. And we know that whichever teams make the Super Bowl, if the Ravens make the Super Bowl, that's like 14 Pro Bowlers that aren't going to be able to play because they're in the Super Bowl. And at free safety, you have Minkah Fitzpatrick and Earl Thomas. Ew. You have Earl Thomas in there instead of our boy Micah Hyde. And then at strong safety, you have Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams had a decent year, but no, come on. That's really bad that those guys are in there instead of Micah Hyde. But hey, again, this is the fan vote. Special teams, I'm not surprised to not see a Buffalo Bills on special teams. Kicker, you got Justin Tucker. Punter, you got Brett Kern. Long snapper, you got Morgan Cox. Special teamer, you got Matthew Slater, and I can't even think of what RS stands for right now. You got Mecole Hardman. So those are your AFC Pro Bowls. Again, we'll go through them again before I leave the stream. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is the biggest snub for the Buffalo Bills? Ethan Tweedy comes in, go Bills. I was at the Pitt game when we clinched. Hey, great. I hope you had a good time. I actually was at a Pittsburgh-based bar, and I was having a fun time as Mario and Paul from #Sports were doing live play-by-play reaction. Guys, remember that I will be doing live play-by-play reaction this Saturday as the Buffalo Bills play the New England Patriots. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It notifies you when we go live. We go live with this breaking news stuff all the time as well. So you want to hit that notification bell just to make sure you get caught up to date. And again, leave a comment. Let me know who you think the biggest Buffalo Bills snub was so far during this process of the Pro Bowl. Super Bowl bound, says Elliot Eisler. Yeah, absolutely. Jack Patrick, if we win the Super Bowl, I'm moving to Mexico to be a missionary. I will end my NFL fandom with my team winning it all. Well, you could still do that in a few years too. I think if the Bills win the Super Bowl this year, then the league's in trouble for a few years to come. I think this Buffalo Bills team, again, still has plenty of work to do in the process. But, man, we're really trusting the process now as the Bills are playoff bound for only the second time this century. It feels good. Second time in 3 years, however you want to look at it. Feels good to be on this end of things. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Mom joined the stream. Go Bills, absolutely. If the Bills make the Super Bowl this year, I'm renting my South Florida house out to Bills fans only and for cheap. Elliot, I might have to look you up then because I'm trying to see if I can get tickets to the wild card playoff game already. If we make wild card, we're still not sure about that. We can still be a 2 seed, guys. It's not completely out of the realm possibility that the Bills could be a 2 seed. I mean, it's unlikely. I understand that, but it's still a possibility. So we'll see what happens there. Jamal Adams, I can't believe this. Like, some of these names are obviously just here due to name recognition. Jordan Phillips, to me, is the biggest snub of all. I mean, come on, defensive tackle leading the AFC in sacks for the defensive tackle position and just not getting any love. Again, he's going to be an alternate. You know why? Because the coaching staffs are going to look at this list and say, wait, How did you miss out on this guy? Wait, I played against them. They're better than this. They deserve a few Pro Bowlers in there, and we're going to get some, right? Micah Hyde's going to get in there. We know that that's going to happen, but we're just not feeling the love right now from the NFL fan base. And again, it's all about the narrative, right? The national media puts out this narrative that the Bills, even the Steelers game, you saw, if you watch First Take, I normally don't, but I saw it on YouTube, you have Stephen A. Smith saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers playing bad was the key to the story, not the Buffalo Bills playing well. And I thought the Buffalo Bills played really well in that Steelers game and did not get enough credit from the national media, and it's showing up. Again, this is just the way it shows up. The fans hear what is spewed their way, and they let that out in their reaction when they vote for players. And again, the fact that the Bills only have one, Tre'Davious White, and again, congratulations to Trey White, just proves that the NFL is not quite ready, is not quite there when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. Again, a 10-win team only getting one Pro Bowler. I think that's a little disrespectful. A team that could potentially win 12 games, right? Again, you talk about last season, we went 6-10. We had to wait for an alternate, and then we see Kyle Williams gets in there on his last season, and now we have to wait to alternates before we get the respect that we deserve. And we see 3 or 4, maybe even 5 Pro Bowlers added as an alternate from the Buffalo Bills. Let's get to some more comments. The more snubs, the bigger the chip on the shoulders. Absolutely, that's 100% true. Go call Ron. Make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button, guys. Yeah, thumbs up. Elliot, what are you doing? You accidentally hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Thanks a lot. Snubbed is an understatement. Very disappointed. We are the best defense in the NFL, and we get Trey only. Scott Blakely is not happy about what just went down when this was announced. I'm not happy either. That's why I got on here, guys. You look at Jordan Phillips not being on his team. You look at Matt Milano not being on his team. You look at Tremaine Edmonds not being on his team. You look at Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, both of them not being on this team. I think it's quite ridiculous. No love for our man, Quentin Spain. You're not going to see Quentin Spain on this list. I'm sorry. I think he's had a decent year, but a much improved year than our guys last year. I'll give you that, but I don't think you're going to see Quentin Spain. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Feliciano make this list. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw Mitch Morse make this list. I think those two guys really stand out for me on the offensive line. And you can even look at Shaq Lawson on the defense and say he's had an exceptional season. You can look at some of these guys and say, how are they not on this list? Kevin Johnson stepped up. I don't think he is Pro Bowl caliber, but I think we definitely have more than one Pro Bowler on this team. But as was said earlier, just going to leave a bigger chip on the shoulder of the Buffalo Bills. Lee Smith should have been in, absolutely, if you want to. I mean, because in the AFC, or in the Pro Bowl, I should say, they kind of let some penalties go. So maybe Lee Smith would have got out of the game without penalty, and then he would have felt good about himself going into next season. Elliot Essler comes in. This is some next level bull, and it's an emoji of something you probably know, and you can see it on the side with the comments. Elliot says, let's use this to our advantage. Buffalo versus everybody. And that's been our motto all season, right? Buffalo versus everybody. Buffalo Fanatics is running that. They have some merchandise with what says Buffalo versus everybody on it. So make sure you check that out. Get some merch. Buffalo Bills fan, no. Magic Man Matt Barkley should have been in. I've seen people say Jorge should be in. No one's talking about our man's Hauschka. Hauschka hasn't made this list either. Again, not surprised to see no Bills on the special teams list, but to look down this defensive list and see a Matt Judon in instead of Matt Milano, I think is a little bit embarrassing to me. To see a Geno Atkins in instead of a Jordan Phillips. I know Geno Atkins is having a good season for the 1-11, 1-12 Bengals, but they're the 1-12 Bengals for a reason. No one's having a Pro Bowl season on that team. To see Jamal Adams in instead of a Micah Hyde or Jordan Poyer is kind of embarrassing as well. I think Earl Thomas is a little overrated. Again, you see a lot of Ravens guys on here. Let me go through the Ravens guys. You got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 12 Ravens on this team. 12 Ravens on this team. Are they 11 Pro Bowlers better than the Buffalo Bills? We took them to the final score, right? We took them to a one-score game. Are they the best? Are 11 Pro Bowlers better than the Buffalo Bills? Because if that's the case, we should be feeling really good about ourselves. They have 12 Pro Bowlers. We have one. We lost him by a touchdown. We could have beat him too easily. So we're going to see what happens. I mean, again, as everyone's saying, this just leaves a chip on the shoulder of the Buffalo Bills. But let's just go through this list one more time. I just wanted to get on here real quick, guys, and talk a little bit about that disappointment. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button while you're at it. 15 people in the room. I thank you for joining me again on this special edition of Believers Talk. Was not planning on going live tonight. You guys know I normally don't go live on Tuesdays, but this came out, and I thought, hey, who better to share this news with than Bills Mafia? Who better to grieve with, or to get mad with, or to be happy with than Bills Mafia? And again, if the Buffalo Bills players use this to their advantage, especially come up against the New England Patriots, it works out great, right? Works out great if they have something to motivate them even more going into the Week 16 matchup with the New England Patriots. It's got like, I can't wait to win the Super Bowl this year. Can't stand the political and ignorant voting. I think Russia interferes with all the voting in the United States. So, but let me go through this Pro Bowl roster on the AFC side one more time. Again, you got Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson as your quarterbacks. I don't have an issue with that list all too much. I'm going through the quarterbacks in my head and thinking that's a pretty good list. I'm not sure if Deshaun Watson's hot and cold this season. But if you look at the quarterbacks around the league, who are you putting in ahead of him? I do like Derek Carr from time to time, but I haven't had time to compare stats between those two. Talk about Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers probably still throwing for a lot of yards, but that record isn't where it maybe should be. If you want to talk about them, thinking about the New England Patriots, obviously Tom Brady, but he's not having a good year. Remember everyone was high on Sills from the hype video? Yeah, I remember that. I remember everyone being high on Sills. I was happy we picked him up. I thought we would draft him. I remember picking him in like the 5th round of the draft, and so happy that we got him as a undrafted free agent. But obviously the coaching staff didn't feel the same way. This is stupid, says Sugar Black. I hope Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl. This is if they do, I buying the Super Bowl, the Bills Super Bowl ring. Hey, I would be happy to buy a Bills Super Bowl ring. Again, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. JMG, what's up with even as a Jets fan, I thought the Bills got robbed. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Again, only one Pro Bowler, Tre'Davious White. If you want to say the Bills don't have a Pro Bowler on offense, which again you can argue maybe Feliciano or Morse in there. I'm not going to say too much about that. But to say we only have one Pro Bowler on defense, I think that's quite ridiculous. I'll admit I want Stills to become the next Adam Thielen, says Elliot Isler. I started Stills in fantasy all year. No love for Reed snap me at feet Ferguson. Hey, we just extended Reed Ferguson this offseason, so we liked him before this season occurred, and I think I'm going to like him even still. He'll be on this team next season as well. Tre'Davious White reminds me of Deion Sanders. Tre'Davious White is an awesome cornerback. He reminds me of Tre'Davious White. I don't know if you guys caught it or not on Sunday Night Football when they were announcing what school they went to. He did say he's from the Tre'Davious White Goalie Academy. I thought that was pretty funny. Something that they skipped over, but that's just showing Tre'Davious White's humor side coming out again, and he's just a great guy, and he's a great Buffalo Bill. He represents the Buffalo Bills well, and that's good that he does, because he's the only one in the Pro Bowl representing the Buffalo Bills as of right now. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully we get some alternates, but complete disrespect from the NFL as of right now. Again, let's go through the list real quick. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson are your quarterbacks. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Mark Ingram are your running backs. I don't think Derrick Henry's having as good of a year as people might think. Again, if Devin Singletary was around all season, maybe we would have a case, but due to the injury earlier this year with the hamstring and just not getting the reps that Frank Gore was getting at the beginning of the season, I don't mind not seeing him here. I think he's close, though. I think he's close to making this list. Maybe he would be an alternate. I'm not sure. Fullback Patrick Ricard. Then you got the wide receivers. And again, how John Brown is not on this list beats me, but you have Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Jarvis Landry, and DeAndre Hopkins. How John Brown doesn't make this list is absurd to me. And even the guy from Miami, who for some reason his name slips my mind, who's been hot lately, is not on this list, is kind of upsetting to me. TD, you got Mark Andrews, and tight end, you got Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. I don't think there's a surprise there. At tackle, you got Trent Brown, Ronnie Stanley, and Laramie Tunsil. Guard, you got David DeCastro, Quentin Nelson, Marshall Yanda, and then at center you got Rodney Hudson and Marcus Pouncey. Rodney Hudson's fine, but I just don't understand Mitch Morse isn't there as well. But again, you look at the snubs on defense, it's insane. You got the defensive ends, Joey Bosa, Calais Campbell, and Frank Clark. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing a Shaq Lawson in there. Shaq Lawson's been a beast all season and gives you a reason that you might want to re-sign him if you're the Buffalo Bills. Defensive tackle, we all know about Jordan Phillips not being selected for some odd reason, even though, again, he leads the AFC defensive tackles in sacks. Devine Parker, absolutely, Elliott, that's the guy I'm thinking of, and he's had one heck of a year. He absolutely has, so thank you for reminding me. But, yeah, he's had one heck of a year. Jarvis over John Brown, yeah, no, I'm not lying. Like, I don't think it's all right, but that's what they're saying over here. But hey, that's what the fans want. That's not who I voted for. That's for sure. But again, Geno Atkins, Cameron Hayward, and Chris Jones listed as defensive tackles. The fact that Jordan Phillips isn't on there is just a joke to me. Outside linebacker, you got Von Miller, Matt Judon, and T.J. Watt. I don't mind T.J. Watt being on there. Absolutely a great year. Von Miller, again, maybe name recognition is the reason why he gets in there. Matt Judon, I don't know why he's on this list. I think Matt Milano is the much better outside linebacker than he is. So that's a little disappointing. And then going inside linebacker, Darius Leonard over Tremaine Edmonds is just a joke to me. I don't know how that could happen. Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips about to play mad. I hope so. And Tom Brady's going to feel it. Tom Brady's looking at his list right now saying, come on, more Bills, please more Bills, please more Bills, please more Bills, because he might be feeling it this Saturday. And then at cornerback, that's where it starts. And Deontay Hightower is also inside linebacker for the Pro Bowl. Cornerback is where we get our one lone representative in Tre'Davious White, but you also have Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, and Stephon Gilmore at corner. And then at safety, you have Minkah Fitzpatrick, Earl Thomas, and Jamal Adams. How you don't have Poyer or Hyde on this list instead of those three, I don't understand, especially Jamal Adams. That's a little embarrassing if you ask me, because Jamal Adams does not deserve to be in the Pro Bowl this year. Special teams, your kicker is, of course, Justin Tucker. Your punter is Brett Kern. Your RS is Mecole Hardman of the Chiefs. Your long snapper is Morgan Cox. And your special teamer is Matthew Slater of the Patriots. So those are your 2020 AFC NFL Pro Bowlers. Again, the Buffalo Bills get snubbed. If you're not, hey Scott, thank you for the chat. This is not okay. Regardless, we are used to the lack of respect. Huge upside. They just put a chip on our shoulders to kick butt. I agree with you. And again, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Guys, if you're putting stuff in the chat and I'm not getting to it, just go ahead and make it a super chat and make it clean, and I'll read it on the air. So I really do appreciate that, Scott. Really helps out the channel. And again, guys, if you're new to the channel, go over to BewareTheStampede.com, where we are currently giving away an Andre Reed signed Buffalo Bills jersey. Go to BewareTheStampede.com, gives you all the ways to enter, and then go to Twitter, follow us on Twitter, retweet every single day for new ways to enter. So make sure you're doing that. We are giving that away on Saturday, so make sure you enter before then, so you have your chance to win an Andre Reed autographed Buffalo Bills jersey. Give away some other cool stuff too. We're going to give away an 8x10 Darryl Talley autographed picture. We're going to give away some koozies and some stickers from BewareTheStampede.com. Going to have 5 contest winners, so make sure you're entering, and then hopefully we can get you guys some cool free stuff. And again, I thank you for getting me to that 1K subscriber mark. Really something that I was aiming to do, and I'm really happy that you guys got me there. Great job. Patrick DeMarco got robbed. I mean, we love Patrick DeMarco, special teams guy really at this point, but I'm just not a fan of the fullback position in today's NFL. Buffalo comes in, I'm going to be honest, I think DeMarco is trash. Yeah, I think he hasn't had that great of a year, but at fullback, there's not too many good ones out there anymore. That's why I just don't like the fullback position overall. So those are your AFC Pro Bowlers. Again, guys, if you're not watching this live, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you join me live, I really appreciate it. Again, wasn't planning on going live today. I saw that they came out with this and said, oh, we got to talk about this. We had to talk about this, because this was an utter shame that the Buffalo Bills only get one Pro Bowler. But again, thank you for joining me on Billievers Talk. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We will be live this Saturday for the game between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. It's on NFL Network, so if you don't get NFL Network, hit that subscribe button and then hit that notification bell. Join Bills Mafia as we watch the game together, and you can join the conversation, get in on the conversation, and you can let me know what you think during the game. I'll respond to you then. I look forward to seeing you then. I look forward to seeing you Thursday for my pregame edition edition of the game between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. And then again, we give you videos every day of the work week, so make sure you're tuning in. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Again, Bills get snubbed. What can we do? I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Until I do, go Bills.